What is going on, folks? My name is Spice. This is Spice Can't Fish, and today we're finally back out fishing on the kayak. So as of right now, it is the end of February. I think the last time I went fishing on the kayak at least was like the middle of October. So it's been like a good 4 months since I've been able to take this thing out. We finally have some open water here. It's an absolutely beautiful day. I'm honestly a little bit warm right now. The last couple of days have been super warm. It's been in like the mid 50s the last 2 days. Super sunny. As you guys can see, we've kind of lost that sun. It's actually going to be overcast and kind of rainy on and off throughout the day today. But I figured I'd come on out here, see if we can catch ourselves a couple of fish. I got just about the entire day. Got a whole bunch of rods and baits and stuff back there, and we're gonna see what we can do. This will obviously be my first fish of 2025 if we can catch anything. If you guys have seen this video, then we at least caught something, whether it's a pickerel or a largemouth or a crappie or a perch or maybe even a snapping turtle, I don't really know. But yeah, we're just gonna try and make the most today. Again, like I said, it's gonna be on and off, kind of rainy all day, so I'm not really sure how well I'm gonna be able to film. And we are gonna have a little bit of wind to deal with as well, but got the anchor out here. Shouldn't get super windy, although as I'm saying that, it's starting to get a little bit more windy. But we're gonna tough it out, see if we can get ourselves a few fish today. Again, I got a bunch of rods back there. I think we're gonna mostly stick on some moving baits because, like I said, this is a pretty big body of water. And I've never fished at this time of the year, so I don't know what the fish are doing or where they are, but again, it's been pretty warm the last couple of days, so I think these fish should have at least had a little bit of time to warm up, start chewing, and I'm hoping that before it gets cold again in the next couple of days, we'll be able to capitalize on hopefully a moving bite or something. Probably gonna spend a lot of the day with the lipless crankbait in my hand, got a big swim bait, got a bunch of other stuff, a couple of big blade chatterbaits, a couple other things to throw at these fish. But yeah, I don't really have too much to say. I'm gonna shut up, get to paddle, and get on out to our first spot, and hopefully we'll be able to catch ourselves a couple of fish today. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy. Let's see what we can do. Alrighty, folks, here we go. I think we have pretty much reached our first spot. I usually like to fish just past this little island right here. This little area right here is obviously a creek channel, and then it opens up into the rest of the lake here. This lake is actually one of several that are just kind of in a line from one another. It's all just kind of like one long river section that's been dammed, turned into several different like mill ponds and stuff like that. This one is one of the bigger ones, and it does seem to have some of the better sized fish. Last time I was out here, I had not one but 2 opportunities at a true giant, and I obviously flubbed up both of them because I am Spice Can't Fish, and this is Spice Can't Fish. But we're gonna try and get some redemption out here today. Hopefully we'll have the opportunity to cross paths with a large one today. But of course, I'm just hoping for anything. Again, this is the first time I've really been out this year. I think I went out and fished for like an hour on one day that we had like a little bit of open water. But obviously didn't catch anything then because you guys didn't see a video of that. But if you guys are seeing this video, or at least me talking to you guys right now, that means that we caught something today. So that's pretty sweet. But again, I have absolutely no idea what to expect out here today. I've only fished this spot a few times. I know it's got some real big fish in it, like I said, but it's real far away from where I live, and it's kind of a stingy place. The few times that I have been here, with the exception of the last time, I really didn't have too much success at all. But last time we got out here, we caught like maybe 10 or 11 fish. Most of them were pretty small, but there were a couple of true giants, again, that I had the opportunity to hook into and just messed it up. But never fished it this time of the year. I came out like late in the year once, but yeah, never fished this spot this time of the year, so figure we may as well give it a shot. Like I said, it's been pretty warm the last couple of days. It was like 52 and then 55 yesterday. Today it is like mid 40s. Gonna have a little bit more wind than we did the last couple of days, but honestly don't mind that. It's gonna go back down to like the mid 30s for the next couple of days after today. It'll just be kind of crappy conditions out, but I'm hoping that this little weather change is going to have these fish kind of feeding up today. That's my thought process, at least. But yeah, right here we are just about at where I want to start fishing. We're going to kind of be fishing around some pad stems. Y'all probably can't really see them, but there are just like a couple little pad stems here and there sticking out of the water. In the summertime, the last time I fished out here, this was pretty much all pads, all along the bank and everything. And I'm hoping that the pad stems have retained some heat, that there will be some fish hanging around the pad stems. I'm already seeing some birds and stuff that are kind of hanging around the left side of the lake, which is where there are a lot of the pad stems that I'm talking about. All right, I think it's kind of obligatory that I make my first cast of 2025 with a big swim bait. Like I said, I'm probably going to be spending most of the day throwing that lipless crankbait, but I mean, I can't not start the year off with a big bait cast, right? So we're going to start off throwing the Negotiator. I'm going to probably throw this thing around a good bit today as well, especially if we start getting bit on that lipless. But may as well make our first cast with that. Wow, there are a ton of pad stems and little grass patches and stuff still. Okay, that's cool. That's a good sign. This water does seem like it's pretty dirty. It's very tannic. If you guys have ever seen any of that Florida water where it's got like that tea-colored brown color to it, that's kind of what this water looks like too, for whatever reason. I wonder if it's just because there's a ton of wood in here and the wood's starting to seep tannins into the water. I'm not really sure what the reasoning is behind that, but for whatever reason, the water in this specific spot, as well as a couple of the other ones on this river, are kind of like this, where they're just kind of like weird tannic color. Not dirty per se, but definitely stained. But I think this white Negotiator honestly is going to stick out pretty well today. I also got a couple of other pretty bright colored baits on. Again, we're going to throw that lipless today. I got a bright red lipless tied on, so throw that around for a good little bit. Should stand out in this tannic water as well. Alright, I'm going to drop the Negotiator for just a minute. Again, I don't really know where these fish are at, so I'm going to try and cover some water as much as possible. If we get up around some good looking cover, I'm for sure throwing that Negotiator, but I want to make sure that we don't just stick ourselves in one spot. So I'm going to swap over to this lipless just so I can cover some water a little bit more effectively. But again, we're going to swap between this and the Negotiator pretty frequently today. Just going to try yo-yoing this. Hopefully it doesn't get too stuck in this grass. And see if we can catch ourselves some on this little lipless. Oh, I got one, yes! Oh, it's a peckerel. God dang it. Oh, a little snot rocket on the Negotiator. Alrighty. Jesus Christ. Alright, there we go. Finally got bit. That's a little snot rocket, but I'll take him today. First fish of 2025. I think I did the exact same thing last year. Last year was on a K9, different lake, but still caught myself a little snot rocket on a big bait for the first fish of the year. Hell yeah, just a little snot rocket, but we'll take them. Later, buddy. Thanks for that, I guess. Oh man, okay, I'm gonna check the line real quick. Wind and rain are both picking up substantially right now. It's starting to get a little bit nasty out, but that's okay. We're gonna keep toughing it out. All right, let's see if we can find ourselves a largemouth now. Just made a short little cast up over here on this bank. I'm kind of fishing this. It's like a railroad track that's running up along the top of this hill over here. And it kind of comes down to like this steep bank, and it's still kind of steep off the side of the bank, but less so. I think right here we're probably sitting at about 3.5, 4 foot, but that guy came up out of pretty much nowhere and just crushed this thing. First fish of the year on the old rum bait Negotiator. That was pretty sweet. Not exactly the target species, but still a fun little bite. I'll take that. Oh man, I gotta warm my heads up for just a second. It is chilly right now. It's really more the wind than anything. This wind is just coming in real vicious like. And the rain's starting to pick up as well, which is not ideal. I'm gonna put my hood on real quick, see if we can keep ourselves a little bit drier and warmer and more pleasant. I'm actually gonna take a quick break just to regain some sanity, eat a little bit, drink a little something, maybe take a pee real fast, and we'll get back to it. But before we do that, I'm gonna show you guys the whole rundown of what we're using today. Switching through 4 different baits right now. Again, the name of the game is to kind of cover some water, although I have been doing some flipping and pitching. So yeah, like I said, we've been throwing around the Negotiator a good bit. Don't know exactly what color they call that, but just kind of like a shad bait fish kind of color. That's on my Finessier swim bait rod. It's a 7'10". It is a 7'9" medium heavy fast with a 7-speed 200 size reel on there. Also been flipping up shallow with a little finesse jig, a little beaver style trailer on there. That is a Strike King finesse jig with a Gambler trailer. I think I got 1 bite on this thing so far, so we're probably going to keep throwing this around up near some of this shallow cover. That's what I've been kind of throwing for the last little bit, but we've also got a lipless crankbait and a big blade chatterbait with a Gambler Komodo on there. And I've been kind of switching between those two as well while we're just kind of covering some water. I feel like I've been sticking more with the lipless and the chatterbait, but haven't been bit on either of them, so it's not really like it matters. But holy crap, this wind is humping right now. But yeah, I'm gonna eat something real quick and we'll get right back after it. I'm also gonna check the weather real fast, see what we're working with for the day. It's kind of creepy. It's like a little cabin over there, or an old structure of some kind out in the woods. I don't even know if you guys can see that, but it's like a little house or something right next to the train tracks. Huh. It's some horror movie type shit right there. Man, that really is kind of creepy. It looks like it was a big building too. Like it looks like it's either 2 structures or maybe just one real big one, but there's this part over here on the left that's still kind of standing, and then this whole part on the right that's been completely destroyed by the elements over the years. Looks like there's another roof on this side, another greenish part of the roof over here. Not really sure what this used to be, whether this was someone's house or something, but kind of creepy, I'm not gonna lie. I don't really love being here, so I'm gonna pull up the anchor and get a little bit further down the bank. Alrighty, it is about 2 p.m. Got about 3 more hours out here at the very most. I do have a couple more spots that I definitely want to hit though. I kind of just spent this whole morning session on one stretch of bank, which is kind of the opposite of what I wanted to do. But I think we've kind of fished over the main area that I really want to spend some time on, at least on that bank. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna fish this last little bit of stuff that looks like it could be good for flipping purposes. Chuck the big bait around here a little bit more, and then kind of head our way down to that first point. Fish our way clockwise around the lake, and call it a day after that. But I mean, we've only fished like maybe a quarter of the lake today so far, so still got quite a bit to go. Alright folks, that's going to do for today's video. I was out there for probably about 6 or 7 hours in total. After I got bit on this little bait here, that being the Roman Negotiator, I kind of just spent the rest of the day chucking around the big bait. Didn't really have any other takers, unfortunately, but we were finally able to get ourselves our first fish in 2025. Funnily enough, I think I mentioned this earlier, but I think last year I actually caught my first fish in 2024, and it happened to be on the kayak, on a big bait, and it was a pickerel as well. But regardless, I was able to get bit on the Negotiator and catch my first fish on that, which is pretty sweet. I think I may have also had one other bite earlier in the day on a jig, but as you guys can probably imagine, it was a pretty slow day of fishing. The ice literally just came off the ponds like 3 or 4 days ago, and while it has been pretty nice the last couple of days, it is still super cold, at least for these fish. The water temps probably aren't more than like mid 40 degrees if I had to guess. But yeah, regardless, really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see some more content from me. I'm hoping to get out within the next couple of days and catch ourselves a couple more fish. Maybe I'll throw the Negotiator around again, or some other big swim bait, or maybe we'll just stick to strictly conventional stuff. But you guys are gonna have to wait till next episode to see that. So till then, check them and wreck them, and I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out. Peace.